Hi there, Mary Langlish here with another FGI art tutorial. Today we're going to be doing bubbles on white paper. Two things to remember with doing bubbles. One is colors. So you can see I have a whole range of my Prismacolors here that I'm going to be pulling from and using today. Bubbles reflect the things that are around them, and they also have sort of this, they're soapy outside, which creates sort of a rainbowy residue on the outside. So you're having not only the surrounding things reflected through it because it's transparent, but you're also having the colors of the bubble itself. So color is one of them, and then value is another. So playing with what's the highlight, how does the highlight work on a bubble, and then where the shadows are. So we're going to start by just drawing a few bubble shapes on our paper here. Obviously, you have to get a little practice with drawing circles. Let's do maybe another one here, kind of overlapped. Maybe the little guy here. Now I want to determine where my light is coming from, so I might choose this direction to be where my light source is coming. If that's the case, this side of all my bubbles needs to be white. I'm using white paper, so that means I can leave the white of the paper as my highlight. Also, the highlight not only reflects on the side where the light is coming from, but it also goes through the bubble, and you can see it on the other inside edge of the bubble. We need to just remember that that outside edge and the reverse inside edge are going to be highlights. But we also want to account for the fact that our bubble is three-dimensional, so we're going to have some shading happening on the opposite sides. So I'm going to go in with, maybe I'll do kind of a purple color. You can't really go wrong with what colors you choose. But your bubble right on the edge can be the darkest for your shadows, that is, and then as it comes in it gets a little bit lighter, less obvious. Try that over here. Now this bubble is seen through the other bubble, so maybe I'll go a little bit lighter so that my colors can actually overlap. And this will be the same for every bubble. You could change colors a little bit if you want, which I might add a little bit more of maybe a blue to this one. But because the bubbles are in the same exact location with the same exact light source, shadows and highlights are going to be the same. So I might add a little bit of this color to that for this bubble. And maybe a little bit on this side, just to kind of change up that purple a little bit. It's still dark. And then maybe I'll go more blue on this little one. Alright, so already you can kind of see the bubbles appearing. Now we want to kind of think a little bit about where reflections might be. Depending on what picture you're looking at or what real bubbles you're looking at, what is surrounding the bubbles is what might be reflected in it. So if it's outside in the open sky, you might see some clouds, you might see certain colors reflected, or grass or sky or different things like that. What I want to do is maybe hint at some clouds reflected. They're reflecting on this side. Again, I'm leaving that little edge white. And so I'm kind of putting in some cloud-like texture, and that same cloud-like texture will appear on the inside. Again, shape and how you do that is kind of like whatever. It doesn't really matter, anything goes. I might do a little bit on this guy. And then I might go in with a little bit of orange next to that. And what often can happen with a bubble is that you get kind of a rainbowy outer edge. So avoiding my highlights, I can go in and put kind of a rainbowy edge on there, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm not bringing these colors right to the edge of my bubble because I want to leave a little bit of a bright outer corner, but I am just inside of that edge, transitioning my colors from yellow, orange, red, we'll go to a purple, and then a blue. Let's do this blue. And then green as it comes around. The sky might be showing if I have clouds showing, so it makes sense to kind of do a little bit of sky inside the bubble as well as outside. So I'm going to kind of, let's start with the lighter blue. Let's do the outer edge of the clouds that I have here, which are kind of white. So I want to be able to reflect the color that will go in the background in this area. Oftentimes the very center of a bubble has the purest color because everything is reflected around it, and the center you can see right through it. So I might kind of work back and forth here with the inside and then the outside. A little bit of blue in here between the highlight and the cloud shape, but you're really just looking at shapes of color, shapes of value, what's dark, what's light. I want my purple to kind of blend a little more with my blue on the edges here. Get a little bit darker in value. And maybe we'll go in with a little bit of blue. Sometimes you can get little whispers of other colors, like I said, you know, because it's like a soapy substance that makes a bubble. You sometimes see that rainbowy, kind of like oil on pavement, sort of random colors that pop through. Sometimes you see brighter colors of that as it goes across the surface. I want to go even a little bit darker, just right on the edge. Now, what's really going to make this pop is if we suggest a little bit of background. So this could be just the way it is right now, or we could go in and kind of put some of the color we did on the inside of the bubble also on the outside. This is what's going to reveal the white edges that we reserved. So now you can see the reflected light, the light source on the bubbles, which is huge for making it really pop. So that's how you do bubbles on white paper. The trick is leaving the white where it needs to stay, playing with lots of colors, knowing where your values go, all of that. But super easy, super fun. You can do it with any colored pencils. You can even do it in paint as long as you know how to control the medium really well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already to get more art content like this. But for now, bye!